Korelin. You're listening to another daily editorial on the Korelin Economics Report. I'm Al Korelin, and I appreciate you joining me. We're still at the Silver Summit. It's been a long couple of days, but it's been very, very productive in terms of getting information on companies that I am invested in. Been very productive in getting some really great interviews. I've had the privilege of chairing a couple of panels, had some very, very interesting discussions there. One of the best discussions, by the way, was with a fellow by the name of Jeff Christensen. You ought to listen to what Jeff has to say. He's a very, very interesting guy, and he's not quite so crazy as some people might think. Anyway, another guy that's not even nearly as crazy as some people might think is Craig Lindsay. Craig is an old friend of mine. He is the president of Otis Gold. I have been to the Otis Gold Exploration Office, which is probably just a short distance from where we're sitting right now in Spokane, Washington. Their property is in southeastern Idaho. Very good chance that we will be visiting that property here in less than a month. I would be looking forward to that. A number of interesting things have happened with Otis Gold that I think are really, really significant. Number one, the new 43-101 came out. Those numbers came out very, very positively. Number two, you have a new director who is a very qualified, hands-on type individual. And number three, starting a new drilling program. And I think that that's very important also. Interest of full disclosure, you got to remember, Big Al owns stock in this company. I'm glad that I do. But I am a shareholder, so this information isn't even close to being arm's length. I wrote a check, okay? I am highly, highly biased. Otis is a sponsor on our website. If you want more information on the company, that means you can simply click on their banner and get all the information you want. Let's start with the 43-101.
Sure. I'll first let me thank you for having me on today. I really appreciate it. And for someone who spent two days working hard at the Silver Summit, I got to tell you, you've worked hard. You still look spectacular.
Makeup, you know, it's interesting. Makeup and copious amounts of alcohol do great things. And an understanding wife.
I'm going to put that into my playbook, Al. You mentioned our 43-101. It's been some time in coming out. We're really excited. We filed our new 43-101 in the middle of September, and we've increased our resource from less than 500,000 ounces up to 820,000 ounces. So we're very excited about that. 520,000 of those ounces are in the indicated category, 300,000 are in the inferred category, and it marks a significant achievement and development in Otis's history. We've been out on the Kilgore project for 5 years now, and we put in a significant amount of work drilling out the project. And so this new resource estimate really marks the culmination of a lot of hard work by our exploration team led by Mitch Bernardi and John Carden. And what's exciting about the 43-101 is that we've significantly expanded our resource. Number two, the deposit, the Kilgore deposit, remains open in multiple directions. Probably most importantly, Al, at the very tail end of our drilling last year, we encountered on the very northern part of the Kilgore deposit two holes which were in excess of 100 meters in thickness. One was 114 meters, one was 118 meters at a grade of about 0.89 grams. And what's exciting about these holes, not only the thickness and the grade, but these holes came right up to surface. One of them started 6 meters from surface. And obviously this is an open pit heap leach story that we have out at Kilgore, so the closer your deposit is to surface, the better your economics. And when the 43-101 was put together, one of the things that came out of it was that the projected strip ratio on our project is extremely low, and that's very important for the economics of the project. In terms of these two holes at the north end of the deposit that have brought the deposit right up to surface, we're actually starting, as you mentioned, a drill program right now out at Kilgore. It's going to be a small program. It's reverse circulation drilling to conserve cash. It's only about 5,000 feet of drilling. We're putting 9 holes down, but we're going to be fanning off of these 100-meter intercepts, and it's going to help us define the northern extensions of this deposit. And next year, in 2013, we're planning a significant drill program out into this north target area, and we think with some drill success out there, we're going to be able to push this deposit potentially over 1 million ounces, and that 1 million ounce mark is pretty kind of a magic number in the industry. So we're excited about that. We're actually in the process of permitting new roads into this North Target area to enable us to do the drilling out there, but very, very excited about the potential out in the North Target area. What we also saw from the 43-101 was that some of our drilling in the past year has identified that an area to the southeast of the Kilgore deposit, something called Prospect Ridge, we actually hit discovery holes out there, and it appears the Prospect Ridge target area is geologically connected to the what we call the Mine Ridge area. So it's dramatically expanded the footprint of this of the Kilgore deposit. Right now, the deposit, in terms of size, it's about 900 meters long by about 600 meters wide in terms of its surface expression, and the deposit generally is from about 50 to 150 meters in depth, and on average about 50 meters in thickness. And one of the things that characterizes the deposit out there, it's got excellent continuity, which again is really going to help with the economics of the story.
You've got another interesting development that just happened a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, and that is you brought a new director on board. I haven't had the opportunity to meet with him yet, but I am looking forward to it. This is a real hands-on mining guy, and apparently he's going to be more of an active director than perhaps some of the other mining companies might have. People who just show up, for example, for the annual meeting or what have you. Tell us about the guy.
Sure. His name is Dr. Roger Norwich, and Roger was a founder of Mexican Silver Mines. Mexican Silver Mines did a merger with a company called Rio Alto Resources, and they built that company up from a company that was trading at a dime to a company that today trades between $5.50 and $6 a share. It's got a $1 billion market cap. When Roger founded Mexican Silver Mines, they had no production. Today, in the first 6 months of the year, they've produced 115,000 ounces of gold a year. And one of the reasons Roger has gotten very excited about Otis is that he sees some real parallels between where Rio Alto and where it was 3 or 4 years ago and where Otis is today. And right now, at our current market cap, he's very, very excited about the valuation side of the story and the potential for capital appreciation. I should tell you that Roger's a significant shareholder in Otis. He's purchased stock in a private placement that we did earlier on this year, and he's also done a significant amount of open market purchasing of the company. So he's differentiates himself from many directors in these junior deals in that he is a significant investor in the story. He's not a director of convenience. He's put his money where his mouth is, so to speak. And it was really exciting for me. Last week I was in Europe with Roger, and we were in London and Dublin, and one of the things that Roger was doing for me was introducing me to his network of investors who have supported him through the growth of the Rio Alto story, and we're in the process of converting some of those Rio Alto shareholders into Otis shareholders. And I have to tell you, Roger was right out there at all the meetings, all of the presentations, stood up and was very positive in his support of the company. So it's really fantastic to have someone of his pedigree involved in our story. Another thing that I would say about Roger is that he's got this involvement in Rio Alto, which is a very successful story, but he's also an owner of a private copper producer in Mexico. And so where I'm going with this story is that Roger has a real production-oriented focus on his investments. And one of the things that he's bringing to the Otis story is a much tighter focus on how we take the Kilgore deposit today and how do we move it aggressively towards production, rather than simply going to the market and saying, give us money every year and we're going to drill and just expand the deposit, and every year it's going to grow and grow and grow with no kind of thinking around where is it going to go from a production focus. And Roger's really tightened up our thinking on that, and it's really helped focus our company on thinking about how we're going to move Kilgore towards production rather than just simply growing the resource. And that's an exciting development for the company.
Interesting story. You know, mining companies are starting to get more and more active right now. I think Otis is getting to be kind of the leader of the pack, so to speak. I mean, look what's happened just in the past couple of months. Number one, you've got the new 43101, 50% increase basically in the size of the asset. Number two, you've got a very, very active, successful director on board. And number three, you're instigating a new drill program, albeit the first one is you know, fairly modest, but still, it's an important move in the right direction, for lack of better terms. No wonder the stock has gone from, what, 8 cents to 22 cents. People are sitting up and taking notice. I want to leave you with two thoughts. Number one, Idaho is a great state. Idaho, where the Otis Gold properties is a really, really good state to be in this particular industry in my opinion. Number two, again, I have to say, don't construe this as being investment advice. I'm not a registered investment advisor. I'm just telling you what Kathy and I have done, and we did participate in that private placement, as I announced on the show that I would do. So we do own shares in the company, so I am not even close to being unbiased. Craig, thanks so much, buddy.